Lock in, nephews, because tonight it is not about feeling good. It's about getting honest. Because if we're being real, most of the pain you're carrying right now isn't coming from what she did. It's coming from the stories you're telling yourself, so you don't have to sit with the truth. Comfort will lie to you. Comfort will tell you to send the text. Comfort will tell you to explain yourself one more time. Comfort will tell you that if you just say it better, if you just show up harder, things will finally make sense. But clarity doesn't care how uncomfortable it makes you. Clarity says if she wanted to talk to you, she would. If she wanted to choose you, she already did. And if you're confused, that this is the answer. See, comfort keeps you busy, but nephew's clarity sets you free. And tonight, that's what we're here to do. Strip away the coping mechanisms men mistake for effort. This over texting, the apologizing for things you didn't even do, the emotional overcorrection dressed up as communication. Nephews, let me say this clearly. You do not regain dignity by chasing understanding from someone who already chose distance. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is discipline. Silence is what happens when a man stops trying to manage other people's emotions and starts to govern his own. Most men don't fail because they lack information. They fail because they keep choosing comfort over clarity and calling it hope. Not tonight. Tonight, we're going to slow this down. Tonight, we're going to stop making things worse. Tonight, we're going to talk about restraint, boundaries, and emotional discipline, and why nothing is sometimes the strongest move you can make. If you're here because you're confused, then nephews, you're in the right place. If you're here because you're tempted to reach out, explain, or fix, then please stay with us. This is Ask Your Favorite Uncles, and it starts now. My name is William. Johnny, go ahead and introduce yourself. Y'all can call me Unc tonight.
You call us both Unc tonight. I'm Johnny Dumbbell. I am a personal trainer and life coach here in beautiful Pittsburgh, PA. And I'm not here to tell you how to make her team. I am here to tell you how to make sure she makes yours. I'm here to show you how to develop and perfect, and most of all, stick to your own program so that you don't ever have to wonder who you are. You just need to wonder who fits you. Okay? Now, I'm not here to talk about success. I'm not here to talk to you about my conquests. I'm here to talk to you about what I've learned from my failures, because believe me, there have been plenty. And I am here to tell you how not only can you be a better man than you are, you could be a better man than you ever thought you could be. Remember, guys, Uncle Bill and I, we screwed up so you don't have to. Now, let's go.
All right, Johnny, let's get right into this tonight for the nephews and give them the game.
So we got 4 questions tonight. Normally I do 3, but tonight we're doing 4 because, my God, there were so many of you. First of all, thank you so much for writing in, because I really, really appreciate the attention. I really appreciate the trust and the knowledge that we are going to get you through this. So I got 4, not 3 tonight, and my God, they all need help. And I'm going to jump right in. The first one we have is from Wes, and Wes says, "Oh God, Wes." Okay, so Wes says, "I have a crush on this girl, and she likes me as well, but she slept with someone else last night. What do? I feel so defeated, emasculated, and upset about this because I thought we genuinely liked each other. We weren't exclusive or anything, but I still feel upset." And that's actually it. That's the whole email that I got from Wes. And Wes, here's the thing. You were in the preliminary stages and you got bumped out in the first round. You know, kind of like the Steelers in the playoffs. I'm not going to get into that. But you decided that you thought this girl was yours, and you found out real quick she wasn't. Uncle Bill, he didn't give us a whole lot of detail on this one, but I still think he's going to need to kind of figure out how this whole thing works. Let him have it.
All right, nephew, Wes, here's the hard truth, and I need you to hear this without flinching. What you're feeling, it's real. It doesn't mean what you think it means. You weren't betrayed. You were unselected, and let me tell you the difference. All right, when there's no exclusivity, attraction is not ownership. And the pain you're feeling right now, look, it isn't about her sleeping with someone else. It's about the fantasy you built before reality had a chance to catch up. And here's why men get stuck. You're acting like you lost something that was never yours to begin with. And nephew, that's how resentment forms. And let me be clear. A woman who genuinely sees you as her guy doesn't sleep with someone else by accident. She pauses, she hesitates, she protects the connection.
And by the way, sex doesn't happen by accident. They didn't trip over the bed and oops, their clothes fell off.
Wes, don't argue with her actions. Believe them. Now, one thing I love to do, because you took the time to roll in tonight and ask your favorite uncles what you should do, is give you the game on how you should be moving forward. Your path forward, sir. Your move now is clarity, not confrontation. You don't punish her. You don't confess deeper feelings, and you don't compete. You take a step back and ask yourself one honest question. Can I accept her where she's at, or am I attached to who I wanted her to be?
And by the way, if you think you're going to punish her, you're not. She already forgot about you the minute she let him inside of her.
All right, Wes, if the answer is no, you leave with dignity, not because she's wrong, but because you know your threshold. Discomfort now beats resentment later, sir.
Yep. And listen, Wes, I believe in accountability. I believe in standing on business and letting them know what you're doing and why you're doing it. But in this case, she doesn't deserve that. She let you think that you liked her, or I'm sorry, she let you think that she liked you. She let you think that you were some kind of a possibility for her future. And the next thing you know, she was getting back shots from somebody else. The best way to respond to that is to not respond. Now, I tell you guys all the time, no response is a response. And usually I'm talking about when she doesn't answer your text. But in this case, I'm talking about you letting her know that she's nothing to you by not responding to her from now on. You are a ghost. You should be packing your bag, well, figuratively, packing your bags and heading to Burbank. Okay? She is not deserving of your time, attention, nor even a text message, because she let you believe that, she liked you. And look, maybe it was your perception. You very well could have been delusional in the situation. But the fact of the matter is, she slept with somebody else, which means that she is not interested in you, or else you would have been the guy she slept with. So at this point, I would say cut your losses, let her go, and there's no reason to even text her. I'm not saying to do that to punish her, because she ain't going to give a shit. What I'm telling you to do is don't waste your time typing out a text message. Don't waste your time giving her any more attention, because the attention you wanted, she gave to somebody else. Okay? You don't belong in her friend zone. You don't even belong in her atmosphere. So get out of it. That's simple.
All right, Wes, I need you to understand something else. Sexual attraction can't be explained, and it's not her fault for being sexually attracted to someone else.
No, it's biology.
I would be asking you about your game, this whole had a crush, she likes me too. Liking someone is cool, but did she want to smash you? Could she take us some back shots from you, my guy? We need to talk about you and not her. I'm not concerned with what this woman did at all.
It would have happened.
I want to talk about, Wes, I wish you could call up tonight, because I have a few other questions for you. Why any woman does anything she does shouldn't be any concern of yours. The why doesn't matter. She showed you with her actions. You just need to believe her, sir.
And that right there is all you need to know about bitches.
Shout out to Boss Mac Topsoil.
Yeah. So, Wes, here's the thing. The beginning, the middle, and the end of this situationship means nothing to you except for the lesson you learned at the end. And the lesson you learned at the end is that this girl is not for you. She is for the streets. Okay. Any woman that's going to tell you, oh, I care about you, or anyone that's going to make you believe that she's interested and then go and let somebody else give her back shots is somebody who's either A, going to manipulate you, B, going to take whatever resources you had and act like you had no right to expect anything in return. The point is, she was looking for how much you would give. And at least at this point, because she went and did this, you don't have to give anymore. Here's the worst move you could here. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Here's the worst move you can make. The worst move you can make is say, oh, well, she likes some other guy. I guess I got to try harder to be better than him. No, bad Wes. If that's your decision, that is a bad decision. You don't need to compete for a woman. They should be competing for you. Okay? And she is not doing that. She has decided that you are, I mean, and I'm not saying you're a simp. I'm not saying you're weak. I'm saying that she has decided that you are weak. And she has decided to go ahead and do this. Otherwise, why would she tell you? How else did you find out? This woman is trying to, at the very worst, I mean, again, she is trying to see what you will do to be better than the guy that she gave her attention to. Well, guess what? She already gave her attention to that guy. As far as you're concerned, she already prefers him over you. And while you might take that as a defeat, because you did say you felt defeated, don't feel defeated. Feel relieved. You don't have to try for her anymore. Now, you should go forward. And by the way, I'm going to send you the first 4 weeks of the Johnny Dumbbell Challenge. And when you do see that in your email, I want you to focus on that before you ever focus on another human being besides yourself. Okay? Because self-improvement is going to lead to self-confidence. And self-confidence is going to lead to self-care on a regular basis. And when you are a man who has goals for your own life, and when you make it clear that you are going to let no one stand in the way of that, but you might be willing to let someone support you in that if she fits that mold, that's when you know that you are the leader. You are the captain. You are the head coach. You are the quarterback. And you are the one who decides the direction in which your life goes. Don't you ever let anybody tell you how your life should go unless that somebody is you. Let's go.
All right, Wes, I want to see you put yourself in repeat proximity environments around women, because I think you don't really understand attraction from women, because you're saying she liked you too, but you weren't smashing. So I'm kind of confused. I don't think you really understand attraction. I think you need to get out and meet more women and experience conversations that happen naturally and build a little interest over time. And, you know, we always say leave women at the gym alone, leave women at the job alone. But there's lots of places you can go where you can meet different women. Bro, sign up for a cooking class and meet some women there and tell me about that. I guarantee you'll meet some women who can whip up something in the kitchen, bro.
Dude, one of the best encounters I ever had was back when I was living in Youngstown, Ohio. I went to Rulli Brothers in Bourbon, the new location. I was at the fish market. What do they call it now? The fish section? Seafood. Yeah. So I saw bacala. It was around Christmas time, and there was this fish with the head still on it. And I was looking at it, and this girl came up next to me, and I said, hey, you know how to cook that? The first girl went, yeah, don't talk to me. But the second girl that came up, I said the same thing, and she gave me a 5-minute cooking lesson and came over 3 days later to make sure I did it right. So remember, this isn't about, this isn't about how attractive you are in general. It's never about that. It's about how you approach a given situation, and every situation is different. And I think the world will be a better place, not only in romance, but in all aspects of life, if people will just learn how to approach things on a case-by-case basis. That's where you start. Come on, guys. You're better than that.
All right, Wes, another thing I'd like to see you do is maybe strengthen some of your male friendships.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
You need to spend time. Wes, we got so much to talk about, and I'm really glad you wrote in. I don't want to take too much time beating you up.
We're going to
over
follow
your
up with him and have a
question.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we just follow up with you and have a little chat or even a coaching session if we need it, sir. We appreciate you writing in.
Absolutely. And by the way, you just like anybody else who writes in, whether, and by the way, if you write into us with a question, whether your question makes it onto our podcast or not, I will send you the first 4 weeks of the Johnny Dumbbell Challenge, complete with workouts, with specific exercises that are going to help you improve. And I mean, even if we don't read your question on air and don't answer it, I'm going to answer it in email, number one. And number two, I'm going to show you how to better your life from the physical perspective and how to transition to mental and the emotional, spiritual, whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, listen, if you, no matter what, if you write us, we will help you. So, without more information, Wes, it's pretty much all we got for you. But we have question number 2 from Tony. And Tony says, I am so tired of women telling me they can't find a guy who wants to commit. I've literally scared away the most amazing woman I've ever met because I was too much too soon. Like, what a fucking thing to break up over. Imagine being single and 40. So I guess that makes him more of a cousin than a nephew. But imagine being single and 40, looking for a long-term relationship, wanting kids, and still ending something with an amazing person with whom you have so much compatibility and chemistry because he's thinking about what marriage would look like a month into dating. That's where you fucked up. I'm not thinking about marrying you, he says. I'm not thinking about marrying her. I'm just thinking about what a long-term relationship looks like with her. I'm so over it. This is why guys become avoidant, aloof, non-committal. I feel like my heart is hardened. It really sounds more like a statement than a question, but I get what you're saying. But here's the thing. You are talking about you were too much too soon. And maybe you were. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you said. But here's the thing. Whether you were over the top or not, if you were too much too soon, she wasn't into you nearly as much as you were into her. And the problem with that is this. If you are more into her than she is into you, that means that you are doing your best to fit her program and follow her lead, even though you think you should be telling her how you want this relationship to go. And that is never going to happen. You know what happens when you do that? You bust your ass to get with this girl. You finally get with this girl because you earned it. And then once you've got her, which by the way took effort, you think you're going to tell her what preferences you have. You think you're going to give her boundaries, which by the way, once you busted your ass to get her commitment and then give her boundaries, sounds controlling because it kind of is. Here's the thing. She should be asking you what it would take for you to want to be exclusive with her. To which you should be answering, I don't date girls who do ABC, but I do prefer girls who do XYZ. But no, you didn't do that. You aspired to be with this girl because you knew she was hotter than you. You knew that you wanted her more than life itself, and you were willing to do anything to get with her. And once you did, you decided to tell her, well, I'd rather you didn't do this or that if you wouldn't mind, please, because it makes me feel uncomfortable or insecure with her. And that's where she saw the weakness. Bill, let him have it.
Tony, listen carefully because this one matters. You didn't
Very carefully
scare her away wanting commitment. You scared her away by trying to collapse the future before trust had time to form.
Yeah.
Right? Men don't lose women by caring. They lose women by front-loading certainty before the relationship earns it. Here's the painful part. When you talk about marriage 1 month in, it doesn't feel like vision to her. It feels like pressure. And pressure kills attraction faster than indifference. You aren't
By the way, in the
wrong.
comments, I got to say, Naomi, I got to know where you get your weed.
You weren't wrong for wanting something real. You were wrong for asking her nervous system to catch up to your imagination.
Bruh.
All right, now here's the hard truth. Now your heart feels hardened because instead of learning restraint, you're tempted to armor up and say, this is why men go cold. All right, that's comfort talking.
Well, not only that,
Clarity
but
says
I'd be willing to
something
bet
else.
that's not what made him go cold, because if he's going to say his heart is hardened, if you have to tell people your heart is hardened, it's not. You're telling people that you're afraid your heart might be hardened because you're hurting so bad right now. And look, we get it. Okay. We know you're hurting. We know that, what she did or didn't do is killing you. But the thing of it is that you put all 52 cards on the table, let her see where they are, and not only where they are, but what order they're in. And then you're surprised when she gets bored and walks away. I'm not saying lie. I'm not saying deceive. I'm not saying omit truth. What I'm trying to say is you're going through the layers to figure out who and what she is. Why the hell shouldn't you make her do the same? But no, you didn't do that. You decided to tell her, I love you. I want to be with you. And I've got, here's A, B, C, how I do things, and X, Y, Z, how I don't. But the thing of it is that you approached her like she was the gold medal in the Winter Olympics. Okay. By the way, go USA hockey. But the problem was that's where you put her on the pedestal. That's where you made her the prize. And here's the thing you got to remember. And listen, I'm not talking about all women. I'm saying that a lot of, and I don't know what the percentage is, but a lot of women out there don't really think that highly of themselves. So that when you put her on the pedestal, if she's one of those women, she's going to go, wow, this guy's putting me on the pedestal and I ain't shit. That must mean he's really nothing. Yeah, I don't respect him. And I really feel like that's what happened here. Bill?
All right, nephew. Tony, one thing I want to do is give you the path forward. I want to give you the game on how you should be conducting yourself. All right, the lesson here isn't care less.
No.
The lesson is to pace yourself. Future thinking belongs in your head, not in her lap, till consistency is proven. Attraction grows when a woman feels chosen over time, not evaluated too early. Don't harden your heart, sir. Harden your discipline.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. What's harder to get a hold of? Diamonds or carrots? I mean, actual orange carrots that grow out of the ground. Okay? If you're going to take those carrots and put them up on the pedestal right next to the diamonds, if those carrots had a brain, and they don't, but if they did, they go, wow, he's putting me next to that? Shit, I could get whatever I want. Let me see what I get out of this guy, right? Because I'm just a carrot. I got nothing, right? I'm not saying this girl has nothing, but what I'm saying is you put her up way too high, way too far, way too soon. And she's looking at the girls next to her who actually deserve to be on that pedestal and say, man, that's all it took? This guy ain't nothing. But either A, I'll get rid of him, or B, if he's got a lot of resources, let me see what I can get out of him. In this case, and look, I don't know what your financial excuse me. I don't know what your financial situation is, and I don't want to know, but it really seems like this girl decided to see if you were worth her exploiting you, and she decided that you weren't worth her exploiting you, and you're upset about that. Now, I don't expect you to see that because I didn't when I was your age. He's 23. I didn't see that at your age. But what you need to realize is that if you put her up too high too soon, the first thing she's going to go to is what can I get from him? If you don't have anything she can get from you, then all she sees is this guy putting her up so high without her even bothering to acknowledge, let alone deserve it. And now she's going to be wondering, God, I don't really think that highly of myself, so I'm up here on this pedestal and he's way down there. Yeah, he must really be down there. And I feel like that's where you kind of voluntarily but unknowingly put yourself.
Nephew, the right woman doesn't need to be convinced, but she does need space to arrive. So just keep that in mind, sir.
The one who needs convinced is you, and the only one that can convince you is you of how much you're worth. You automatically valued her and devalued yourself, and that's bad enough, but you did that without knowing a goddamn thing about her, except for the fact that you wanted her bad.
All right, John, you want to move on to the next question? Chat, if you have
I think we
questions
better.
of your own, please give us a call and ask them. That's what we're here for, to be of service and help you out.
Now, Ethan here, I mean, I understand his confusion because of how young he is, but at the same time, he's 25. But at the same time, I feel like he should have probably figured out from the body language if he was really paying attention to that other than his own desire. What he says is, I asked the girl out, but I feel like what I got was a soft rejection. I like a woman at work. Bill? Yeah, come on, man. First of all,
no, I know which one you want.
Yeah, don't do it. Folks, I got to rely on Uncle Bill because for some reason my soundboard is not working tonight, but that's exactly what I would have said. The place we work is just a placeholder until we find something in our respective fields that we studied for in school. So in other words, you got student loans, you're doing a remedial job, and you hope to God one day you'll find something related to your field, and that 10 years from now you might pay off those student loans. Hey, cool. I get it. We only see each other 3 days a week. We've never really spoken to each other. Oh, but you're into her. We sometimes exchange morning greetings. Listen. All right, I'll save it. Months later, by the way, she started initiating conversations with me, and we talked a lot more. We began teasing each other, and then she started touching my hands, slapping my arm playfully, etc. Okay, that's a start. But that should have happened months ago.
And not
if you're interested. After getting, well, I'm just saying in general, but yeah, definitely never at work. After getting to know her a bit more, I became interested in her. I was sick recently, so I haven't seen her all last week, which I guess with the timing of this email was 2 weeks ago. No, 3 weeks ago, sorry. When I finally did come back into work, she approached me and asked where I was or where I had been. We talked for a bit. Then I jokingly asked her if she missed me, and she said that she did. Now, if you jokingly asked her that, she might have been jokingly answering you because, you know, matching energy. But we'll leave that aside for now. Later that day, she asked when I was going to take my break. Again, he uses the word jokingly. I jokingly asked her if she wanted to hang out with me during the break, and she said that's the reason she was asking. You didn't jokingly ask her that. You were trying to act confident when you weren't confident. And what do we tell you all the time? If you try to fake self-confidence, they will smell that like a fart in the car with the windows up, and it'll probably come across creepy. But anyway, I digress. So we took our break together and had a chat. During our conversation here, there are two things of note to you. One, she told me she was going for an interview for a position in her field soon. Two, oh, dear God. Bill, be nice. Two, I stole her hair clip, and she asked why I did that. Then she asked if I was going to give it to my girl. Then she asked if I was going to give it to my girlfriend, which could have been the test. Yeah. I told her I didn't have one, and I asked her if she knew anyone who might be interested. What? If you're saying shit jokingly, I would have said, "Well, sure, I'm just not sure which girlfriend," and then laughed. But you didn't do that. You said, I told her I didn't have one, and I asked her if she knew anybody who might be interested. Because, you know, jokingly. Jeez, my man. She wanted to know what my type was, but I avoided answering. Yeah, okay, you went a little bit aloof, but you went aloof a lot late. The day of her interview, she came into work, and I gave her a sticker for good luck because she mentioned liking to collect cute stickers. What has she done for you? You've done like all right. Anyway, today, which is the day after the interview, she told me it did not go well. At the end of our shift, she approached me. There was really no reason to come into my work area, but she came anyway and started poking around at stuff. We had a little chat. Then I said, if you were feeling sad about the interview, I could take you out and we could do something fun together to take your mind off it. She's usually confident, but when I said this, she turned away from me and started fidgeting with the nearby box on the shelf. Bro, that means she doesn't want to tell you no. It was the first time I've seen her like this. She took a while to really say anything before asking, take my mind off it, she said. And I replied with, yeah, I'll help distract you. And he probably said that with a fake confidence that made it creepy. Then she said the interview was already out of her mind and she was unbothered by it. That means no thanks, I don't need you. She was laughing while saying that. So, oh no, it's okay, Uncle Bill. She was laughing while saying it, so he laughed along with her. Right? Totally cool, right? To me, he says, this feels like a soft rejection. It's a little harder than you think. Some of my friends disagree and said I should see how she acts during our shifts together, which he already saw, but anyway, whatever, and ask her out again if she continues initiating conversation, which I can almost promise you she won't. But I should be more clear when I ask so it invites a yes or no response. And that's kind of where he leaves it. Uncle Bill?
Ethan, I am going to save you months of confusion
If
right
not
now
years.
because you asked your favorite uncles.
Thank God.
That wasn't a rejection, but it also wasn't a green light. Sir, what you are experiencing is called attraction without readiness. And this is when a woman enjoys
even know about
flirting
that.
with you, when she enjoys the attention, and she also enjoys the emotional safety of the work environment. There's another reason why we always tell you to leave women at the gym and leave women at the job alone. And that goes twice for Johnny Dumbbell because he's at the gym and the job at the same time. All right, but here's the thing, nephew.
And then they start chasing you, and it's kind of awkward.
The moment you introduced a real world move, even if it was really lame, her body
And it was.
hesitated. And here's the rule every man needs to learn. When the word says yes, but the body pulls back, the body wins. Her
Every time.
fidgeting told you more than her laughter. So look, like the other nephews, I want to give you the game on how to move forward. Your path forward, sir, your friends are half right and half dangerous.
They're no brighter than you.
Yes, watch her behavior. No, do not keep asking her out repeatedly. Your move is this: pull back, stop escalating,
Leave it
let
alone.
her come towards you without any prompting at all, nephew. If she initiates again, keep it light. And if you ask again, be direct. I enjoy talking with you. You want to grab some coffee outside of work this week?
And by the way, no, you do not.
One clean answer. Anything else turns attraction into awkwardness, especially at work.
Bruh.
Oh. And by the way, no,
honestly, I think he's already being kind of weird with her too.
Dude, seriously. And no, he does not need to be more clear. If he's any more clear, HR is going to get involved. And by the way, HR is, and listen, if you are not the CEO of the company, HR is not your friend. I don't care what anybody says, they are not your friend. But in this situation, you have complete control over how you handle. Oh my God, I love the Undertaker theme. You are in complete control of what you do and what you don't do. And your friends are telling you, oh, well, make it clearer to her. Dude, you've already made it clear. And the thing of it is, if you were actually paying attention to her actions, she's already made it clear to you. The only reason you haven't seen it is because you don't want to. Now, look, I've been there before, okay? I was young like you. I screwed things up. That's why we're here tonight. But all you've done is hope to God that you're wrong. That's all this is. You are hoping you're wrong, but you know in your gut that you're not. You know in your gut that if this girl was interested in you, you would already know what she looks like naked. But you don't, because she's not. You have tried too hard to act confident. You have tried too hard to appear confident when, and deep down inside, you're not. And I'll be honest with you, when she's fidgeting around that box, it's probably about the time that not only does she already realize it, but she already probably realized it a long time before that. Man, this girl might be being nice to you because she's just nice. I'm not saying she's for the streets. She might not be, but I can definitely tell you she's not for you. Sorry, man.
All right, nephew, it's real simple. I'm going to get some coffee when we leave here. You're welcome to join me.
I would even name the place you're going.
Oh, absolutely. If he's been paying attention to us or watching us or subscribed to us, he should know how to set up a coffee date.
And by the middle of your cup of coffee, if you're still sitting at the table alone, she ain't coming.
All right, nephews, if you got any questions, call us up. We'll be live for at least another 20 minutes tonight, maybe a half hour.
And by the way, guys, in the comments, if you have ever been in a situation where you like somebody more than you like somebody and you thought they liked you more than you thought, or somebody thought you liked them more than they thought you, somebody thought you liked them more than you did, leave it in the comments. Let us know what the story was, and if possible, give us the end result. So, question 4 from Carl with a K, which leads me to believe German. All right. He says, I'm struggling with, and this is the guy I was telling you, he's more of a cousin than a nephew. He's 40. She's 38. He says, struggling with confidence while dating an amazing woman. I need advice. He goes, hey, I'm a 40-year-old guy, just like the two of you. And I recently started seeing an incredible woman who is 38. She's smart, beautiful, and has an amazing body. Now, I know that Johnny Dumbbell and William the Conqueror are going to tell me not to let that fool me, but I'm really into her, and she naturally draws attention wherever she goes. We've been connecting really well. Because he's, got the hot sport, but I've been dealing with some confidence issues. I keep questioning whether or not I'm truly good enough for her, Bill. And that insecurity hit me hard when we slept together. Like, this guy even actually got in her pants, and he's still, anyway. My performance anxiety completely took over, and things did not go well. I could tell she was disappointed. And now I'm afraid it might affect our relationship going forward. I want to build my confidence, both in dating. Oh, no, I wish it was over. But I want to build my confidence, both in dating and in the bedroom. For those who've been through something similar, what helped you? I think he's asking in chat this one.
Hey, bro, I'll give him some. No, go ahead.
Hold on. And is therapy something I should consider for performance anxiety? Any advice or perspective would really help. I thank both of you in advance. Okay. There are two types of guys who don't satisfy a woman. There are the guys who just have the trash D, and guys who probably don't have the trash D, but because they think they have the trash D and are afraid they might have the trash D, they let the trash D imagination take over, and they take their good D and turn it into trash D. Now, I don't know which one you are, dude, but here's the thing. You already smashed. She let you smash. You already smashed in your 40s, and you are worried about whether or not this person likes you, whether or not this person is. Well, here's the thing. Everything would have been great if you would have approached it with knowing that you were the best version of yourself you could be. You already talked yourself down before you even gave her a chance to assess your performance. And never mind that, you got into a situation, not even a relationship, but a situationship before you even figured out how much or actually even whether or not you even like who you are. That is why you lack confidence. That is why you have no trust in your performance. I got news for you, buddy. This has nothing to do with your performance. This has everything to do with your own self-image. This has everything to do with your lack of love for yourself, while at the same time, you're trying to find somebody to love. Those two things don't go together, Bill.
Bruh.
Carl, first,
Jesus.
you're not broken. What you're doing is self-monitoring. Performance anxiety doesn't come from lack of desire. It comes from trying to earn your place instead of inhabiting it. The moment you started asking, am I good enough for her? Your body left the room.
Bruh.
I really hate the sound of that. I hate the sound of that.
Attraction doesn't thrive under evaluation. And nephew, neither does arousal. And here's the truth that men hate to hear but need to. The bedroom reflects the mind. Now, here's a hard truth for you, nephew. You weren't present. You were auditioning. And auditions create pressure, not connection.
It sounds to me like you have a brain and a dick and not enough blood to run more than one at a time. And you let those two concepts fight each other.
Nephew, step one, stop turning sex into a verdict on your worth. Step two, ground yourself back into your body with breath, pace, and presence, and get on the Johnny Dumbbell Challenge.
And the next step would be that if you're doing what pleases you, you're probably also doing what pleases her. And if not, maybe you need some technical advice. But the thing of it is, you're already thinking you need technical advice when it comes to that before you even stuck it in her. That's where you fell wrong. That's where you fell short. It wasn't your size. It wasn't your rhythm. It wasn't your depth. It wasn't any of that stuff. You were already in your head before your head was in her. That's your problem.
Okay, Carl, therapy isn't weakness here. It's calibration, especially if this pattern has followed you previously. And one more thing, sir. Say less and feel more. Confidence returns when you stop trying to perform masculinity and start embodying it. Presence beats perfection every time.
Yep.
So I'm really, Johnny, he's afraid to lose the woman.
He never had her.
Right. But he put such an emphasis on her looks and her body and
the dopamine rush of actually her letting him put it in.
So he's got a lot of work to do on himself.
And by the way,
sure, I can give him bedroom tips. If that's what he's working, because
I think he needs to start even more basic than that. And I'll tell you why, Carl. Just like every other person who writes in, whether we read your question online or not, you need a little bit of structure and a little bit of discipline. So I am sending you, I already sent it to you, the first 4 weeks of the Johnny Dumbbell Challenge. Not only the days you should be at the gym, but the exercises you should do. And do not stop until you get to the last set of the last exercise. If you can get that going 3 times a week for 4 weeks, it will be nothing for you to add an extra day after those 4 weeks and go 4 days a week for 4 more weeks. And I'm going to tell you what, I don't know what point, but at some point, you will discover who you are, what you like about who you are, and that you like so much that the next time you decide to share it with somebody, she will have earned it. You won't have put it out there as if it's some kind of a fucking asset.
All right, Carl. Johnny, you do such a great job. I appreciate you so much on this show. Johnny,
I love it too, man, but these guys are killing it.
Carl, you need structure. that steadies your nervous system. All right. And I want to give you a few things to help you build some better discipline, Carl. I need you first to practice delayed response on purpose. Discipline starts where impulse ends. Carl, I need you to train the muscle of not reacting immediately. You're going to have concrete rules to do that. No responding to emotional stimuli.
None.
That could be text, thoughts, urges for 24 hours whenever you're feeling activated. And why this works is because it teaches your nervous system that urgency is not command. It separates emotion from action.
Yeah.
Not everything that feels urgent deserves action. That should be your anchor line. Say that again, sir. Not everything that feels urgent deserves action.
And of all, yeah.
And I need you to start anchoring your day with one non-negotiable. Discipline grows when you start keeping promises that you make to yourself daily. You should pick one daily action that happens regardless of your mood. And this is why I've already told you once, the Johnny Dumbbell Challenge. Get to the gym the same time every day. Do these morning workouts. Or, you know what I like to do? I like to do cold grounding or cold exposure this time of the year. I'll be outside barefoot in the snow with my shirt off. I love the cold so much. I love winter, bro. I really do.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't do that. But here's the thing. If that sounds a little extreme for you, then start as basically as you can. And
Cold
by that,
shower.
I mean this. By that, I mean this. Not even the Johnny Dumbbell Challenge. But that should be step number 2. Step number 1. I know you're watching tonight because you said you would be. And as a matter of fact, yeah, you're there. I see you. Okay, so when you wake up tomorrow, I don't care what time it is, but it should be an hour and a half before you need to be somewhere. I know you only need an hour, but I want you to add 30 minutes. And the first thing I want you to do when you get out of bed, before you even take a piss, I want you to make your bed. And if that's all you do for yourself every day for the next week, great, because you've still demonstrated to yourself that you care enough about yourself to show a little consistency. Now, why does that matter? Because it's such a small act. Why does it matter? Well, I'll tell you why it matters. Because finally, you're doing something consistently for you instead of doing something consistently to try to fit some girl's mold just because she's fucking hot. Now, I'm a personal trainer at a gym in the middle of a major city, and there are hot girls all around me every single fucking day. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not there for that. I'm there to do 2 things: make money and get gains when I don't have a client. I'm there to get my workout done, and I'm there to make sure that at the end of the month, my bills stay paid. You have to be able to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, because if you don't, all you're ever going to do is try to find somebody who can take care of you while you take care of them, and while they take care of you and while you take care of, and the next thing you know, it's going to be this tug of war of emotions, actions, inactions, and next thing you know, you're going to be so deeply involved that all you're going to think about is what she says to you and not bottom lining what she does or doesn't do. Why? Because you don't have a program at that point. You make your bed every single day. You get to the gym every day. You do things for you every day. The next thing you know, you decide that you are the priority in your life, and you can be alone. It's possible. Not only is it possible, it might be preferable for you to be alone. It's up to her to change your mind. When you got that mindset, you know you got your own program. And I'll tell you what, if you have a hard time finding that, I'm going to follow up with you with an email anyway. But whatever questions you have relating to that, we've got you. Let's go.
Nephew, I need you to understand something important here. Self-trust is built by keeping small promises to yourself. And identity forms around reliability. And something amazing happens after that. Confidence follows that consistency.
Yep.
Now, chaos outside can also fuel chaos inside. So you need to build a physical order to support a mental order. All right. Johnny is a huge advocate for this, and so am I. I even teach my children this. Wake up and immediately make your bed.
Yeah.
This keeps your living space clean and minimal, and the whole energy is a organized energy at that point. So, and prepare stuff like your clothes and your meals ahead of time. Now, why does this matter? Because discipline collapses in disorder, and structure reduces decision fatigue.
Yep.
So you
planning stays with your program. Impulse disrupts it.
Exactly. Now, Carl, discipline isn't about becoming harder. It's about becoming steadier. And steady men don't self-sabotage under pressure.
No.
All right, John, is there anything else you want to give Carl?
I mean, Carl, here's the thing, man. I've already sent you the program. I was actually emailing it to you right here. If you have questions on how to do certain exercises, I'll either give you a description, or if I got to, I'll show you a video of me doing it so you can see how it's done. But remember that when you do, it's just scratching the surface. It's not even peeling the orange. It's kind of like gouging the skin a little bit. You have a lot of work to do on yourself. But here's the thing. You don't necessarily need to invest that whole lot of money, but you do need to invest time and effort, and most importantly, self-love and respect. And when you can do that and realize that you are worth that, then you get to decide who's worthy of sharing that with you. Or more to the point, who's worthy of you sharing that with them. Remember, you are the king of your domain. And until you realize that, you'll just be a subject to everyone else's. It's just that simple.
Nephews, before you log off tonight, I want you to sit with one thing. Most of the pain you're carrying right now isn't because you don't know what to do. It's because you already know and you're afraid to do it. Comfort whispers. Comfort says just one more message. Comfort says explain yourself. Comfort says maybe this time it'll be different. But clarity, nephew, doesn't whisper. Clarity waits. Clarity is quiet. Clarity doesn't chase you. It stands there and lets you decide. Tonight, every question we answered came down to the same fork in the road. Will you choose what feels good right now or what sets you free later? Silence isn't punishment. Restraint isn't weakness. And walking away from confusion is not giving up. It's growing up. Some of you are holding on to people who already let go.
And
Some
why?
of you are explaining yourselves to someone who stopped listening. And some of you are exhausted because you're trying to find peace in places that only offer noise. Let this be the night you stop negotiating with discomfort, because the men who change their lives aren't the loudest. They're the ones who can sit in the quiet without flinching. Choose
And as a matter of fact, I would say not only,
I was just letting these nephews know I want them to choose clarity over comfort, discipline over impulse, and dignity over desperation. Yep. This is Ask Your Favorite Uncles and Nephews. We're always going to be here to answer your questions. Johnny, go ahead and say what you need to before we wrap this up.
Not only let this be the last night you feel this way, but I want you to have it in your head that tomorrow morning is the first day that you're going to be living for you. That tomorrow is the first day that you're going to make your bed. It's the first day that even if you don't go to the gym, you're going to do something that is not only going to make you feel good, but it's going to make your life better by the time you go to sleep. Now, Thursday night, we've got our Bumble profile breakdown, and we're going to show you what to look for in the next person that you decide to invite into your life. But don't you do that until you've invited yourself into your life. Having said that, between now and then, we got about 71 hours. Now, your uncle's here. We love you. We support you, but we will not be there to help you or bail you out of jail. So, no drugs or alcohol, please. But if you do drink, don't drive. And if you do drive, don't park. You know why? Because accidents cause people. Be careful out there. Rat that rascal. Good night.
We appreciate you watching, nephews, and always remember, clarity over comfort. We're out.
Every
Yeah.